Hello everybody, this is the first video about religious studies and it's actually the second video of humanities, but I thought we'd do a different topic from history, so let's now move on to religious studies, also known as theology. Lesson 1, Theology and God. So this is the first video of religious studies, as I said. So this video will be about theology and God, and we are going to do kind of like an introduction. So I hope you enjoyed this video and please subscribe for more. So what is theology? Theology is the study of religion. So in Christian, for example, we study God and the other holy customs and people mentioned in their holy books. For example, Abraham and Moses. And the best way to study theology is by reading the Bible and other holy books. So what can theology do to us? So theology helps people understand religions and of course put them into practice. Theology does its best to promote peace because of its holy beliefs and tries to bring people together. Finally, theology also helps us recognize our place in the world, where we started from and what should we do in order to do what God asks and fulfill some prophecies. And in this course we're going to study the religion Christianity. And the best way to do this, of course, is to study the Bible. Now let's move on. And let's talk about a few facts about the Bible. The Bible is the holy book for Christianity. And it tells us God's nature, His interaction with humans, and how He created the world, of course. The Bible is mainly split into three parts: the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Book of Revelation. The Old Testament tells us about God's creation of the world and the early people living on the Jewish land, for example Moses. The New Testament is about the life and the teachings of Jesus and how life developed in the Jewish homeland. And the Bible ends with the Book of Revelation, which is a series of prophecies and visions from a man named John. The word testament, mentioned above, means agreement. The books were called the Old Testament and the New Testament, probably because God made many agreements with the people on earth. For example, His agreement with Abraham that the land would be flowing with milk and honey, which we will discuss later. God's relationships with the world. So God definitely has a lot of relationships with humans in the world. He actually built the world for humans. So how couldn't He be related with us? God reveals Himself to human beings and builds with them a relationship. Also, Jesus is God's Son, and He reveals God's nature in His teachings. So God doesn't have to tell the people His teachings through prophecies or visions, but now Jesus can do it, and it's in the New Testament. God also wants people to behave towards Him, and as well as behaving towards each other. And it's notable that God is now still active as He was at the beginning. And now we have a finishing question, and it probably has no answers, and I would like you to think about it and post your thoughts in the comments. Nobody can really know God, do you agree? Critical and hard questions about God. And these questions are really hard and nobody can really answer them in perfect style. And I think these questions are quite fun and I would like you to try them out. So I included them here. 1. What is God like? Like, what does He look like? 2. Does God always work and behave in the same way? 3. Does God know everything? 4. What will you say to God if you could meet Him face to face? 5. Does God want us to live? 6. Does God intervene with the world? 7. How can we know everything about God? 8. Can we talk to God? 9. Is God always good? 10. Can God suffer? And these 10 questions are really mind-blowing. I fun time thinking about them. So for the first question, I thought that, well, there's the Sistine Chapel, so there's the painting by Leonardo da Vinci in the Sistine Chapel, so it shows God and Adam, so probably, well, God would look like that. And number 2 confused me, and I didn't know whether God would actually work in the same way. He's still the same person, and he wants us to be good. From the Old Testament to the New Testament, he doesn't change his thoughts. So, well, I think he does work in the same way. Does God know everything? I don't think so, because nobody can really know everything, and even God is omniscient. He can't know like how many cells are there in the universe. I don't know. 4. What would you say to God if you could meet him face to face? I don't know. 5. Does God want us to live? Well, I think he does. That's the most question I can be sure about, because you see, he in the Old Testament, and you will see that God created humans to rule the land. So if he wanted us to rule the land, so why then doesn't he want us to live? However, this question can be rebutted by saying in the story of Noah's Ark, God actually flooded the whole earth, but I argue that actually God flooded the earth because he wanted to get rid of all the bad and evil people at that time, and he actually let Noah live with all the animals. So he's quite a good God, and he wants us to live, I think. 6. Does God intervene with the world? Okay, according to the Bible, oh yes, thank you, but I'm really not very sure about that. 7. How can we know everything about God? To be honest, I don't think this is a possible way. You can study the Bible, but you can't know what God is thinking right now. Okay, that's a crazy question. 8. Can we talk to God? Okay, maybe the first thing you have to do is to be a Christian, but I'm an atheist, so I can't. And even Christians don't talk to God. I don't know. I've never met one who did, and I don't even know whether God exists or not. 9. Is God always good? Well, he is. As I mentioned in question 5, he is a good God. So let's skip this one. This one is quite easy. 10. Can God suffer? Well, this is a controversial question. Firstly, he can't suffer because he's God. How can he suffer? He's all-powerful. He can do anything he wants. He can't suffer. But the question comes up is like when he sees us people suffering, he himself suffers. So it's like in the Old Testament when it is Exodus, when he wants Moses to confront the Egyptian king. He actually suffers quite a lot at the time, and he's very compassionate about us people. So I really don't know whether he suffered at that time or not, but he is definitely quite compassionate. And yes, these are all the questions, and that's all my answers. These questions are quite really fun, and hope you had fun with them. And please post your ideas in the comments. I'd love to see some fun answers. And this is the end of lesson 1, Theology and God. And this is the end of lesson 1. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and please subscribe for more. It really helps a lot by subscribing, and there's only 1 subscriber now. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.